Welcome to today's Success Life Radio. My name is Eric Reed, and I am your host and a coach and your friend, I hope. And I appreciate you taking time out of your day to make Success Life Radio a part of your success journey. Whether it's in the personal or professional development area, I am glad that you've included me and this show. Today, I want to talk to you about wants and musts, or must-haves and want-to-haves. And so take out your pens, your papers, your notebooks, whatever it is you use to record your thoughts and gain inspiration from between our calls, and I'll be right back.
You are listening to the Success Life Live with Eric G. Reed. Living your life of success is possible, and this is where you will get a deep dive into the mindset, habits, and routines that will let you build your life of success, starting now.
So, this idea of wants and musts. If you've been listening to Success Life Radio or following me on Facebook for any length of time, you probably know I have two young kids, currently 10 and 9. And it's so interesting when they come busting into my office and they're like, Dad, I gotta have this, that, or another thing. You know, everything has a high urgency, whether it's a Pokemon card, an Avenger kit, or a cartoon, or Dora the Explorer thing, or whatever the latest Happy Meal box giveaway toy is. It seems like that's all they need. And if they could just have that, their lives would be satisfied. So often in our personal and our professional development, I think we do the same thing. We focus on one object and we say, I've got to have. And if only this would happen, my life would be perfect. And so we begin to chase after that. And then when we acquire it or get close, we begin to be like, guess it wasn't what I want. Or halfway through the journey, we start to get distracted and another shiny object shows up and we switch over to that, and then we switch over to this, and then we switch over to another thing. And at the end of the year or the end of 3 years or 5 years, we're stuck where we were before. And we're like, why didn't this work? Why am I still here? Why has nothing changed? And I would say it goes back to focus and clarity. It goes back to understanding that idea of what you must have versus what you want to have. And so often when I work with coaching clients or even with teams and they say, this is what we want, this is where we're going, this is our big thing, this is our rock on top of the hill, that if we can get to this, all is good. And I'll say something like, well, what is the purpose of that? And they'll say, well, because if we can do this, then we can do that. I'm like, okay, and what is the purpose of that? Well, if I can have that, then I can have this, and then this will happen. Okay. So let me give you an example. And we'll pick the lottery because, hey, who doesn't want to win the lottery? So I'll hear somebody say something to the effect of, if only I could win the lottery, if that $50,000 jackpot would change my life. I'd be like, okay, let's explore that. So what is the purpose of the $50,000? Well, it would allow me to pay off my credit card debts or the car loans or the student loans or whatever it is. It would allow me to pay off this. Okay, so what is the purpose of paying it off? Well, it would allow me to be able to begin to worry less about my job. Okay, so how would that help you? Or what is the purpose of worrying less about your job? Well, if I didn't have to go to work for my boss, who I absolutely hate, then I could begin to go out and develop this idea I've had for a company, a business, a program, whatever it is. Oh, so what is the purpose of you having your own business, chasing your own dream? Oh, it would give me the freedom that I really want in life. Okay, what is the purpose of that freedom? Well, it would allow me to spend more time with my kids, my family, my personal health, to explore my hobbies, to travel around the world. Oh, okay. So this conversation could go on for several questions and several layers. And I would continue to ask what it would look like, what would the purpose be? And so now as we're down near the bottom, where we're talking about this idea of freedom to be with your family, freedom to be with your kids, freedom to pursue another hobby, freedom to pursue traveling, I would say let's chunk that down. Let's chunk it up. Chunk it down, chunk it up. We've gone through the chunking it down. You thought the $50,000 was what you wanted. What I hear you saying now is you must have freedom built into your life. Freedom for travel, freedom for family, freedom for health. Now, how can we begin to build that freedom in, regardless of the top layer, the $50,000? Well, I could stop spending money. I could take on a second job. I could cut the cable bill. Okay, keep going. I could make a commitment to schedule time to be with my family, to travel. Do you see what happens is we've gone from I must have 50,000 to understanding what we really must have is more freedom in our life. And now that we can focus on what it really must be, now we can work on that on the micro level. We can begin to find places, small micro moves that we can do that will allow us to do that thing. And I'll often ask a client as we get down to this bottom level, like, so what are other things you can do to wake up that feeling of freedom, to bring that sense of freedom into who you are right now? And we'll discuss it and we'll explore it and we'll begin to take actions around it and we'll begin to implement 2 or 3 things. Because what I've experienced or what my observation has been over time is that people get so fixated on that top thing, that in this case, the $50,000, that they begin to tell themselves, well, because I'm never going to have that, I'm never going to have what's at the bottom. And so there's no point in me dreaming. There's no point in me moving towards it. There's no point in me even doing anything that looks like it, because if I can't have the top thing, then I'm not going to have the bottom thing. But if we can look at the bottom thing, in this case, it was the freedom to be with my family more, and we can begin to take actions towards that and feel that experience of freedom and focus on growing that feeling of freedom through what we can take action on. Granted, the $50,000 may come or go, but our quality of life will be shifted dramatically because we'll move it out of what can't be into what can be. We'll stop focusing on the top line and start focusing on the actions. We'll begin to bring our mindset and our beliefs or our embodiment and our actions in line with that single bottom thing, that search for freedom, that search for breath, so to speak. Whereas if the only thing we thought about was that 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, we've all been there. It's hard. It's punishing. It hurts when those lotto balls are called on a Friday night and you haven't won. You begin to think your whole life is over and there's no point in doing anything because you'll never have anything you want. It's not the truth. You know, my kids will stand and stomp in front of me and be like, Dad, you don't understand. You don't understand. I need that pack of Pokemons. It's what I want. And I smile and I look at him. It's like, really? And I'll start the same process. So why do we need that Pokemon card? Because then I can play with my friend. Oh, so what is the purpose? Because we have more friends. Oh, so what you're saying is you really just want more time to play with your friends? Yeah, go do it and stop arguing with me. I know. Most people laugh at my parenting style. It's sort of a cross between coaching and a drill sergeant, so to speak. But honestly, I think often we get distracted because we put such high-level things that we think will solve our problems, that if only I could get the promotion, if only I could, top-level thinking, then everything else I want in my life will suddenly appear to me. And what I want you to do is shift that perspective and see that it is already there. That you do have the ability to have the sense of freedom, to have the sense of flexibility or joy or happiness or whatever it is, that sense of health, whatever it is that you want is there. You just have been putting your attention on the wrong things. So I'll ask you, as part of our challenge today, is to take a goal and write it down. Just put it at the top of your piece of paper. 10 more clients, $50,000 in the bank, 20 pounds lighter, open communication with my spouse or partner, my business to double in income. I don't know. Whatever that goal is, right at the top. And then start to draw an arrow down to the next line on the paper and ask, what is the purpose of that? And then draw another one and ask yourself, what is the purpose of that? And keep going down towards the bottom of the page. And you might ask yourself that question 6, 7, 8 times. Heck, I've done it where we've gone as high as 12. And pretty soon you're going to start to see what's really emerging, what you really want, what you really desire in your life. And that's where the coaching begins. That's where understanding your personal and professional development begins. That's where you begin to say, this is what I want. Now, what can I do right now with where I'm at to begin to experience that? Physically experience that. What little micro changes, what adjustments could I make to experience that, to feel that at a higher level? And then move towards it, and then move towards it again and again. And pretty soon you'll be on your journey of success. You'll begin to live a life of success. Because what I want you to understand is success is not an arrival point. Success is the journey that you're on of becoming the bigger and better person that you were divinely designed to be. And guess what, my friend? You are worthy of success. You are worthy of a life of success. Never doubt it. Never doubt it. I appreciate you joining me today for Success Life Radio. I hope you found this of value. If you did, do me a favor. Like it, share it, comment, tweet it, Facebook it, whatever you can do to help grow this community. Because here's the reality. There's somebody you know that probably needs to hear something like this, and they just haven't found the channel in. And you might be that channel. You might be that gatekeeper that opens a whole new world to them, that gives them the tool that they need to begin to think and act differently. And wouldn't that be a wonderful gift for somebody? And the nice thing is, you don't have to pay for it. It's free. So do me a favor, like it, share it, tweet it, comment it, do whatever you can to make sure other people know about it. And I'll be back here next week with another Success Life Radio. Till then, go out and live your life with success. You are worthy of it, my friends. Bye-bye.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Success Life Live with your host, Eric G. Reed. Remember to stay connected with us at ericgreed.com for updates on events and teaching. Till next time, go out and live your life of success.